Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. This is Optibotimus coming to you with another video review. And today we're going to be taking a look at the Sideshow exclusive of the Hot Toys MMS 332 of the Iron Man 3 Mark 26, otherwise known as Gamma. Now, I was initially not going to get this, but one of my viewers in my Striker review pointed out that I could actually do something with Gamma here that makes him look a little bit different. And honestly, I have no idea why I didn't think about it, and I'll show you it here in a little bit. It's really so very common sense-ish. Now, like I said, I have no idea why I didn't think of it, but it actually, because of him, made me want to get this. For the package, though, you can see that it is a Sideshow exclusive. This figure was originally released over in Asia as like a Toy Fair-ish kind of exclusive, and the only way to get it here in the United States is through Sideshow. But for the package, you can see that it is a little bit different than that Striker armor in the fact that it doesn't have that whole house party protocol sort of look. You got the whole green sort of, the image here of the side of the Mark 26. You come around here to the side, you got 26 down here. You can see it says Gamma along the side right there. And then on the back, you got the various warnings and contact information for Hot Toys. And then much unlike the other one, it's just a little sleeve cover that lifts up and you have an open window that fully displays the figure within. Whereas the other one was that shoebox. It opened up separately. And then when you flip this around here on the back, here you have the cast and crew responsible for making the figure. So the package is a little bit different than what we got before, and I like that. It kind of stands out. It is fairly similar to a lot of the other Iron Man figure packagings that we've gotten before, but hey, it's something a little bit different. But for the packaging, that is about it for it. So without further ado, let's get this guy out here and see how cool he actually is. Alright guys, so here we have Gamma open up and out of his packaging. And like I said, if you got Striker, you basically know exactly what you're getting with Gamma. You get everything the exact same. Primarily, you get this display stand with obviously the flexible pillar. You got the nice foam insert right here, which protects the plastic and paint job on the figure. Really nice wear on here as well, much like the actual Striker figure had. You got a little plastic thing that goes around there. I never take those off. Again, I do wish that if they gave us larger bases like this, they would give us the smaller ones to kind of go along with it, just because this takes up a lot of space and I'm rapidly running out of it. So, well, get this out of the way. Getting it out of the way right up front, here we have him next to Striker. Now, one thing that I do notice, I mean, there is a lot of wear and stuff on this, but this has a lot more kind of dirty marks throughout the yellow pieces. But you can see just, I mean, honestly, the coloring on this guy really is very, very nice. They got a lot of green on here, which stands out very, very nicely. And honestly, I was being a bit hypocritical when I initially reviewed this guy, saying I wasn't going to get him because he was just a repaint. This isn't really anything different than we've gotten before. You know, complaining about this, I should have complained about the Midas being a repaint of the Mark 7, you know, or Heartbreaker and the tank armors. I mean, they're all the exact same figures, just painted differently. And at least with this one, you can display them a little bit different, much like Peacemaker and Red Snapper. So that actually works out very nicely for me. But you can see, paint-wise is the only thing that's different. And, well, he was a little on an angle, so he was drunker. But it is exactly the same figure. In terms of the articulation, it is all very much the same. You know, you got the head that rotates here. You got the little neck joint right down here that gives a little bit of flex, not a heck of a lot. The shoulders do move in. Get that collapsed in. It's very tight, but it does collapse in, and you can see it does extend outward. You can knock that off. Oh, that's giving away the secret. Leave that back on the camera. Shh, shh. Cut, you didn't see that. Okay, so you can collapse those in and you can extend them out as well. This little piece here does flex, and then you can rotate that all the way around just like so. It does rotate at the upper part of the bicep right up in there. You got a nice 90 degrees here for the elbow. You can see that this section here does move forward just like the other. You do want to make sure that you extend that so that you can bring that up so it's not actually rubbing on that paint that's on his bicep there. And then on the bottom section, it actually does flex as well. You can get this up like so. You can extend the waist, get a little bit more range of motion with it. Mostly just twisting and stuff. You get a little bit of pivot, but you can extend his torso up. It's very tight, collapsing down. A lot of these joints are very, very tight. The hips here, you got these little pieces that do move up, so you can extend those forward. You can also extend the hips down. Oh wait, that's already extended down, sorry. You can extend it down and you can get a much higher range of motion with it. They do get that back up there. They do rotate. Oh, they move in and out as well. They do rotate at the ball joint. You got a nice rotation there at the ball joint, but right above the hip section here, you also can rotate. You got this nice bend here at the knee. The feet have the pivot that move forward and back, and you got the little flexible piece right here that comes up. Now, he does have the same lights that the other figure did have. You just take this back section off, come around here, you turn that on, and you got the nice light up arc reactor. I kind of wish that they made the light up features on here green. That would have been cool and, you know, kind of fit along with the overall motif of this guy. Take this off, flip that switch, and you got those eyes that light up. The hands light up as well, but I didn't put the batteries in for that. But I really absolutely love coming in here so that you can see it. And I don't have to turn the lights off because you should be able to see that. I like how it actually vents along the side here. I mean, I think that is so ridiculously cool there. I mean, really neat touch that they put that in there, and it just, you know, makes it stand out a little bit differently. And again, I really love that the arc reactor here is different looking, and it has that same kind of magnifying lens-ish sort of look in there. Collapse these legs up, get both those up just like so. Put all this stuff back in here. So all those same features that Striker has, this guy also has. The paint, though, I do think actually looks much nicer. So setting him there so that we can zoom in and take a look. I just think in general they did a much nicer job. I mean, you can see the green has like this spray paint kind of element on there where it's not all there and then some of it is there. I mean, that's really quite gorgeous. You come down here to the abdomen, you can kind of see what I was talking about. It looks like it's there and then it's not. Same thing here with these little pieces. You got the green kind of faded on there. Looking on these giant pile drivers, the green is faded throughout the entire section right there. You come down here to the legs and you got that same kind of wear on here as well. I mean, just overall really very stunning. You look at the back section here, and again, you got those little flaps that come up. Those are still there as well. And then you got that green wear paint. Wear paint? Apparently that's like some kind of werewolf version of paint, I guess. But again, you know, great kind of variation in the way that the paint was applied. They're just absolutely stunning. I think it looks great. Honestly, like I said, I like the paint job on this guy. Probably, oh, I didn't turn off his arc reactor. Probably more than Striker's, and I was really very impressed with Striker's. Now, the Gamma suit, I thought it was kind of silly because it's a construction suit, but it's impervious to radiation, or gamma radiation, which I'm like, that just doesn't make any sense, honestly. I don't understand. Why would a construction suit be constructing things in heavily gamma irradiated areas? Makes no sense. But I do like it. Like I said, I do apologize if you mentioned it to me. Leave me a comment because I would like to thank you, because I do honestly I don't know how I didn't think about this before. But literally, I mean, you got the same gimmick here with these pile drivers. You push a little section here and they come sliding out, and then you can just push those right back up. They're spring loaded, but you can take them off. And that's, I'm like, why didn't I think of that? I mean, you can create a really separate kind of look for them. Now, setting that there again and bringing in Striker, I mean, again, you got a very different look for it. Now, people have complained because they think that these arms look a little bit short when it's off, and they kind of do, but when you stand there, I want you all to do it. Get up right now and stand. Put your arms down to your side. Your hands come down a little past the hips, so that's really not all that bad. It just kind of looks bulky because they're a little bit thinner and smaller compared to the rest of his body. So I think that's just kind of a bit of an illusion, but you can leave those off, and you got these hands, the actual hands are underneath here. So you could still get a pretty cool and individual looking suit by doing that. And honestly, that is what made me be like, oh, okay, I'll get this. You know, it kind of put it in the realm of, like I said, the Peacemaker or the Red Snapper. Similar suits with a slightly different twist, but like I said, you know, as an Iron Man fan and a collector of all the suits, I really had no business kind of complaining about this just being a repaint. As I said, repaints are not something that we're not, you know, used to as Iron Man collectors from Hot Toys. So in general, it was just, I don't know. I honestly have no thoughts on why I was even thinking that. But this guy's really cool. I mean, I think that the paint, like I said, looks better than the Striker. You can take those pile drivers off, give them a unique-ish kind of look. And obviously, since this is a Sideshow exclusive, if you are going for all the suits, you would be missing out on the Mark 26 if you didn't pick this up. So, I mean, I like him. I really did not think I was going to, and I'm back on track with this guy. Why is this looking like it's sticking up? There we go. I'm back on track with this guy, and it's funny because it took something like common sense to make me realize that this guy can actually look pretty cool, I guess. Now, I do know that, I mean, this is definitely not a very essential suit for Iron Man fans. To the best of my knowledge, this was never even seen in a brief half a second kind of flash like some of the other suits that we've gotten. So this really is just kind of a suit to fit in the gap numerically. So this is definitely one I can see a lot of people not being interested in. And if that's you, that's perfectly fine. I mean, I know a lot of collectors out there that are just getting sick and tired of Iron Man figures, and honestly, a lot of them are getting sick of Star Wars figures right now, too, so it doesn't matter. They're just getting sick of everything. Honestly, I don't think Iron Man is going away anytime soon. So just kind of go along with it, guys. You're going to get other stuff at some point in time. But if you're interested in picking this guy up, he is available at Sideshow Collectibles. So all you have to do is click on the link down in the video description. You go to Sideshow where you can check out availability on this guy, as well as the rest of their Hot Toy and Sideshow figures. But beyond that, guys, that's about it. So once again, I want to thank you for tuning in. This has been Optibotimus, and until next time, I'll talk to you later.